Hello friends, my name is Miranda, welcome to my universe, and today we are doing March Madness, except it's every single Stephen King book that I have read. Dun dun dun! How this is gonna work is I have all of these Stephen King books I have read in my life, which is a whole 20 of them, written on pieces of paper in my M mug, and every round I'm gonna draw two, eliminate one, keep one to move on to the next round, and we're gonna keep going until half of them are eliminated, and then put the other half back in the jar, and we're going to keep going and keep doing that until there's only one winner. Let's get started. Comment below any predictions you have. There will be a comprehensive list of all 20 books down in the comments, not down in the comments, down in the description below. So if you want to see all of the books that I have read before we begin the game, you can go ahead and do that. Alrighty, round one. Who are the first two contestants? Let's find out. The Stand. Wow. Wow, I'm not gonna comment on that. Versus Under the Dome. This is interesting. I know who wins. Both of these are fantastic pieces of literature, except Under the Dome has a fatal flaw, and that is that the ending sucks. So The Stand wins this round. The Stand holds a very special place in my heart. I really love that book. I think that's one of my favorite Stephen King books ever. Whereas Under the Dome, though it does have really great horror elements to it, the ending just ruins it quite a lot. All right, next two, we have The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Oh, yikes, not a huge fan of this one. Versus Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot. Tom Gordon just, that one is good, but not really good. In fact, it's kind of not good. I'm mainly joking. I would say that it is probably my least favorite Stephen King novel. It's really short, to the point. It's an easy read, which I appreciate, but at the same time, like, I don't know what it was about that one. I just really didn't enjoy it. Salem's Lot, I have issues with it. You could definitely, most of these I have reviews for actually, but I talk about those issues in this review. It's so much better than The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. All right, the next two, we have 11/22/63 and Mr. Mercedes. Mr. Mercedes 100%. Ralph Anderson has my whole heart. That's the detective in this. I love him so much. I like 11/22/63. It's more of a romance novel than horror. And Mr. Mercedes just has all that suspense that I love and I crave when I read a Stephen King novel. So yeah, easy win. Next two, we got Wendy's Button Box. Interesting. And Duma Key. I'm gonna have to go with Duma Key, mainly because I read it when I was on vacation, and so I have a lot of really happy memories surrounding this novel. Gwendy's Button Box I read as an ebook, and it's good. It explores a lot of very deep questions and issues with power and what happens if you give a lot of power to a young girl. So it's very interesting. It explores a lot of interesting ideas and dynamics, but Duma Key happy memories will beat out Gwendy this time. Alrighty, now we have The Green Mile. Oh god. Versus Needful Things. Oh my gosh. Don't do this to me. Oh, I love both of these for different reasons. The Green Mile, obviously, if you've seen the movie or read the book, it's very heartfelt. It's a tearjerker for sure. And then I really love Needful Things because of all the different symbolism and metaphors and all the allegories that tie into it. It's just so splendid. I think I'm gonna have to go with Needful Things. That kills me though. I don't want to eliminate The Green Mile. Oh, God, that sucks. Anyway. All right, next up we have It and Pet Semetary. Whoa, okay, two kind of classics going head to head. Alrighty, let's examine this. Oh gosh, I believe I gave both of them the same star rating. I think they're both 4 stars in Goodreads for me. I might have changed It back to 5 stars. Oh, this is tough. I think I have to go with It, just because it is a thicker novel, so you get more time with more characters. You really get a lot more development with those characters because you meet them as children and you get to see them as adults working together too. I think It has to win for this round. Pet Semetary is great though. I hated it the first time I read it, but the second time, it is a phenomenal novel. As is every single one of these books in here, honestly, except The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon and maybe Gwendy's Button Box. Next up we have Misery and Dr. Sleep. Oh man, hear me out. Misery is a classic, right? A lot of people love Misery, the movie or the book. And I think it's a wonderful concept, but I love Dr. Sleep. I love Dr. Sleep. I can't express to you my love for it. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I think when I first finished this, I actually liked it more than The Shining. Right now, where I'm at, I probably would say it's neck and neck with it. I think it's fantastic. Stephen King did a great job bringing the Torrances back. I just really liked it. So yeah, it wins. Alrighty. Next we have End of Watch and The Shining. Oh, this is so easy. The Shining wins 100%. End of Watch is a part of the Mr. Mercedes trilogy, but The Shining, come on, it's The Shining. We have The Institute and Fairy Tale. Wow, okay. I really like both of these, but I do think The Institute brings a lot more than Fairy Tale does. I really enjoyed that Stephen King actually wrote a fantasy novel though. I thought that was really awesome. But yes, The Institute wins. And the last two. We have Finders Keepers, which is also a part of the Mr. Mercedes trilogy, and Carrie. Huh, okay. I'm gonna break some hearts. I'm not a huge fan of Carrie. I'm not. It was Stephen King's first novel, I get it. It's a classic, yeah, so what? I'm not a huge fan of it. However, I do think I liked it more than Finders. Well, I don't know. I love the Mr. Mercedes trilogy just altogether. I think Finders Keepers is gonna have to win. 10 books going back in the cup for round 2. Dun dun dun! This is where I'm going to want to cry because these are like my favorite books ever. Okay, let's begin. We have Mr. Mercedes and Duma Key. Oh, this one's easy. Mr. Mercedes wins. It's just one of those books that I always think about. I always think about Mr. Mercedes, and that says a lot, you know? Every time I see a Mercedes on the road, I'm always like, Mr. Mercedes, is that you? Every time I see an ice cream truck, I think of it. It's everywhere. Mr. Mercedes is literally everywhere. So yeah, win. Next we have The Institute and It. Don't hate on me, but I think The Institute's gotta win this one. Trust me, I love it. I love the characters and I love the Losers Club and it's amazing. Love Pennywise, love the whole fear concept, right? But The Institute rocked my world, bro. That just had an iron grip on me the whole time I was reading it. Whereas It, you have to drag yourself through it at some points. So I appreciate that The Institute was engaging the entire time. I think it was a great length. I think it's about like 600-700 pages. I just really liked it overall and I love the characters in that too. I think it deserves way more hype than it's ever gotten. So yes. Next we have The Stand and Needful Things. It's got to go to The Stand. It has to go to The Stand. This novel is just phenomenal in so many different ways. I can't even begin to describe it to you. Next round, we have Salem's Lot and Dr. Sleep. I'm gonna have to go with Dr. Sleep on this one. Salem's Lot was, yeah, I don't know about that one. That was easy. All right, now the last two. We have The Shining and Finders Keepers. Oh, The Shining, come on. Bye-bye, Finders Keepers. 5 books going back in. And I know that it's an odd number now, so whichever one is left just gets an automatic go ahead to move on. I know, not everything in life is fair. We have Dr. Sleep and The Shining. That is funny. That is funny because what did I say earlier? That's God's playing jokes on me right now. Okay, I'm gonna have to go with The Shining because though Doctor Sleep is good and on par with The Shining, there's just so many people really love this movie, and so I'm able to bond with more people because of this. Whereas with Doctor Sleep, it doesn't have as much publicity. You know, naturally, this is a classic, of course. Next two, we have Mr. Mercedes and The Institute. Oh, Mr. Mercedes. Mr. Mercedes. I know that's crazy. I used to say that The Institute was my favorite, and I actually read it after I read Mr. Mercedes. But this is just a peak fiction. Peak. All right, and then of course, The Stand just gets to go ahead and move on to the next round. Let's just look at these three that are left. The Stand, The Shining, and Mr. Mercedes. Wow. What a lineup we have here. This is very interesting because when I think of my favorite Stephen King novels, Needful Things is usually up here, but it had to be eliminated because it went against The Stand. So The Shining, I mean, I do consider The Shining one of my favorites too. These are the three. If you need recommendations, here we go. The Stand, The Shining, and Mr. Mercedes. There's no real good way I can just put two together and then the next one moves on. So I'm just gonna tell you the winner right now. Sounds good? All three of these books plead a great case, okay? They bring a lot to the table and I enjoy them all. We all knew The Stand was gonna win though. You know what I mean? The Stand! Go read this book. Please do it. I beg of you. It might be over 1,000 pages, but it's so worth it. Also, it's literally a post-apocalyptic book about a virus? An airborne virus? That's crazy. That sounds a lot like something that I've experienced before in my life. Whoa. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below what your favorite Stephen King books are and who would have won in your book. I love you so much. Please be safe, make good choices, and I will definitely be seeing you next time. Bye!